Yep, that's you. You're probably wondering how you ended up in this situation. Let's start from the start. You are born in the East Blue, the weakest sea in the world, the ocean that serious pirates skip over on their way to somewhere that actually matters. A place so irrelevant to the grand stage of the world that most powerful people don't even bother to glance at it on a map. This is where your story starts, and it starts badly. Both your parents are dead before you're old enough to understand what that means. Your father was killed by pirates while defending Shimotsuki village. Your mother dies of illness not long after, leaving you with nothing but a last name and a village dojo that agrees to take you in. The dojo is run by a man named Kao Shiru. You look at him, you look at the wooden swords on the wall, and you make a decision that will define the rest of your life. You want to be the greatest swordsman who ever lived. Training begins immediately, every morning before sunrise, every evening after sunset, every moment in between. But there is one problem. Her name is Kuina. Kuina is the dojo master's daughter. She has been training since before she could walk. She is a year older than you, slightly taller, and possesses a natural talent for swordsmanship that is simply unfair by any reasonable measure. She beats you. The first time, you assume it's bad luck. The second time, you train harder. The third time, you start paying attention to her footwork. The 10th time, you begin to understand you're not dealing with a normal opponent. By the 50th loss, you've stopped being surprised. By the 500th, something strange is happening. The other students at the dojo, grown adults, many of them, cannot beat you anymore. You are destroying people twice your age. You have become, by any reasonable measurement, exceptional, and Kuina still beats you. Every single time. 2,000 fights, not a rough estimate. You kept count. 2,000 duels, every one of them ending the same way, with you on the floor and her standing over you with that infuriatingly calm expression. 2,000 losses to the same person. Most people, any rational, self-preserving human being, would have found another dream. Carpentry, farming, something that doesn't involve getting beaten 2,000 times by a girl a year older than you. You fight her again. After the 2,000th loss, you don't go home. You wait until the dojo is empty and the lights are low, and you walk back up to Kuina and you challenge her one more time. Real swords this time. You lose again, but this time you don't storm off angry. This time you sit down, and for the first time in your life, you let someone see what's underneath all that fury. You cry, hun. You tell her your dream, out loud for the first time, but that you want to be the greatest swordsman in the world. Her dream is exactly the same, but her father told her she can't get there, that as a girl her body will eventually fall behind, that the strength gap will grow as men grow older and she cannot keep up. You don't accept it. You tell her that when you beat her someday, and you will beat her, it will be because you're better, not because of anything else, not because of what she is or isn't. You make a promise. A real one, the kind that feels permanent. One of you will become the world's greatest swordsman. It lasts less than 24 hours. The next morning, Kuina is dead. She fell down the stairs. She was reaching for a whetstone to sharpen her sword. You are furious, not sad, furious. You go to her father and you accuse her of running away, of breaking the promise. And then he does something unexpected. He gives you the Wado Ichimonji, her sword. You leave the village. You have no reason to stay and every reason to go. You become a bounty hunter, which sounds considerably more exciting than it actually is. The reality is, you wander around small East Blue towns, find criminals with prices on their heads, and drag them in for money. Also, and everyone who has ever met you already knows this, you get lost, constantly. Then a criminal organization called Baroque Works sends a recruiter named Mr. Seven to find you. He's polished and confident and clearly expects you to be honored. He wants you to join. He says you'd be perfect for the work. You say no. He tries to kill you. You kill him first. Great. You're not even famous yet, and you've already made dangerous enemies. Superb. You're wandering, generously assisted by your extraordinary ability to go the wrong direction, drops you eventually in a marine-based town called Shellstown. It took longer to get there than it should have. You went north when you meant east. You corrected by going west. Somehow you still arrived. Eventually. A Marine officer named Morgan rules Shellstown like a personal kingdom. His son Helmeppo roams the streets with a pet wolf, terrorizing locals for sport. You watch this for approximately 30 seconds before you beat Helmeppo up and release the wolf. Morgan's Marines grab you. They take your swords, they tie you to a post in the courtyard, and leave you there with no food, no water, and no explanation. You do sit-ups on the post. Obviously, you cannot physically stop yourself from training, even when you are tied to a cross in a Marine base courtyard. Some things are just who you are. And then, a rubber boy falls out of the sky. His name is Monkey D. Luffy. He also wants you to be his first crewmate in Swordsman. You stare at him for a moment. You tell him you'll join if he gets your swords back. All three of them. He says sure, like it's nothing. What follows is one Marine captain losing his weapon hand to his own monument, one very angry Helmeppo, several broken walls, Luffy stretching himself through approximately 4 rooms at once, and you, the second your swords are back in your hands, cutting down every Marine in your path without breaking stride. You are a pirate now. You're not totally sure how that happened, but it's better than the post. You'll take it. The crew's first stop is Orangetown, a village completely taken over by a clown pirate named Buggy. Big personality, loud, throws exploding knives, has a devil fruit that lets him separate his body into pieces and control them all independently, which means cutting him doesn't do very much. You let Luffy handle Buggy. Your target is Buggy's right-hand acrobat, a man named Kabaji who uses smoke tricks and spinning blade techniques. Here's the thing about fighting Zoro, he doesn't care, and then proceeds to dismantle him completely. Kabaji goes down, Orangetown is saved. The clown pirate is dealt with. Syrup Village. The crew needs a ship, and there is a wealthy girl here named Kaya who might be able to help. There is also a boy named Usopp who lies constantly, runs from danger at speeds suggesting secret athletic training, and somehow becomes your crewmate anyway. There is also a villain named Captain Kuro, a former pirate who has been living undercover as Kaya's butler for years. You don't fight Kuro directly. Luffy handles him. Your assignment is the Nyaban brothers, 2 of Kuro's top fighters who defend the Black Cat Pirates ship. Their names are Buchi and Sham. They fight together as a team using speed and coordination, and they're good enough that they give you actual trouble. They land hits on you, real ones. You bleed. Then you stop holding back. You take both of them down with onigiri, 3 blades, 1 strike, both targets, and that is the end of the Nyaban brothers. Usopp joins the crew. You get a proper ship, the Going Merry. You sail. The Bharati, a floating restaurant shaped like a fish, sitting in the middle of the East Blue, staffed entirely by chefs who are also pirates and will absolutely fight you if you don't pay your bill. You need a cook. There is one here, a blonde man named Sanji who kicks things professionally, cooks the best food you have ever eaten, and is very loud about both of these facts. While you're at the Bharati, the sea does something you did not plan for. A fleet of pirate ships appears on the horizon. The armada of a man named Don Krieg, one of the most powerful pirates in the East Blue. His entire fleet is wrecked. Dozens of ships, hundreds of men, barely surviving. Something destroyed them. And then, sailing through the wreckage on a small, black, coffin-shaped boat, comes the thing that destroyed them. One man, dark coat, eyes like a hawk fixing you in place from 100 meters away. Dracule Mihawk, Hawkeye's Mihawk, the world's greatest swordsman. The man at the very top of the mountain you have been climbing since you were 8 years old with a dead girl's sword on your back. He is right here. Right now, before you are ready, your crew tries to stop you. Nami grabs your arm. Usopp is making reasonable points. You walk forward anyway. Mihawk looks at you. He takes you in for a moment. Then he reaches up, not to the enormous black blade on his back, but to the small, ornate cross pendant hanging around his neck. He unclips it, holds it up, a tiny knife, barely larger than a letter opener. You charge. You throw everything you have at him. All 3 swords, your best techniques, full speed, full aggression. And Mihawk blocks every single strike with the tiny knife. Not with effort, not dramatically. He deflects your three-sword style with the pendant. Then you try Toragiri, one of your strongest techniques, three blades in a single coordinated slash. The kind of attack that has ended every fight you've ever been in. He stops it with one hand. He finally draws his real sword. It is a black blade the size of a man. It moves like weather. And you do not step backward. He cuts across your chest. Deep. Diagonal. One stroke. You go down. The crowd is silent. Someone pulls you out of the water. You're alive, barely. He stands over you while Usopp and the others bandage what they can. He tells you to learn, to grow, that the world is bigger than you knew, that he will be waiting. You regain consciousness. Your captain is crouching next to you, watching your face. You make a promise, not to yourself this time, to him. I'll never lose again, not until I stand in front of that man and win. Is that okay with you, king of the pirates? Luffy looks at you for a moment, then he smiles and says he has no problem with that at all. And that's where we stop for today. Zoro, flat on his back, chest carved open, two swords destroyed, one promise made. Just getting started. If you enjoyed it, a like helps more people find the video. And if you want to be here for part 2, Arlong Park, Logtown, a fight that should be physically impossible, subscribe and hit the bell. If you made it this far, thank you. Genuinely. This is my very first video. It's not perfect. First video never is. If something felt off, pacing, script, anything, drop it in the comments. I actually want to know. Every note makes part 2 better. And the fact that you watched all the way to the end means more than I can say. Thank you for being the first people to watch something I made. That means everything. I'll see you in part 2.